I'm going to go over some issues that are mainly containing elements, and they're kind of just rules that seem to be a problem here and there. So first, partition elements. If they're co-tenants and they wish to partition, there's four elements you have to satisfy. It must be co-tenants, must have possessory interest, so an overriding royalty interest is not a possessory interest. Must have states of equal dignity, and dignity doesn't always equal quantities, so just equal dignity. And must be common ownership through a tract of land seeking partition. So co-tenants, possessory interest, equal dignity, and common ownership. Next, we have the rule for developing co-tenant. The developing co-tenant conducting operations either personally or more likely through a lessee, the developing co-tenant must account to the non-consenting co-tenant for the non-consenting co-tenant's proportionate share of the profits. But the developing co-tenant cannot assess costs to the non-consenting co-tenant unless there are net profits. So continuing on, the developing co-tenant or lessee bears the entire risk. If the well is not a dry hole, the developing co-tenant is out 100% of the costs and cannot look to non-consenting co-tenant for contribution. So that's the co-tenant issue. And then carried interest goes with a non-consenting co-tenant for costs that may be assessed his way or her way. Slander of title, several elements: publication by the defendant, falsity of the publication, malice, financial damages, and an estate and interest in the property slandered. So that means standing. So publication, falsity, malice, financial damage, and property has standing. And so this arises, the slander of title arises when the landowner loses to get an oil and gas lease because of a false claim of title by a third party who does not have title in the minerals. I'm going to talk about two types of damages. I've discussed them before. Damages remedies for the harsh rule. The harsh rule is bad faith conversion, liable to the oil for the oil at the time, or the minerals at the time of conversion, without deduction of expenses or improvement of labor. So that's without deduction for expenses and improvement of labor. The mild rule for good faith, innocent conversion, so to speak, is value of the oil offset by reasonable costs of production. So the person can recover costs of production. So just wanted to review those terms real quickly.